Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a review of the Doctor Who Shada action figures sort of set and all TARDIS set specifically. So yeah, kind of weird to think that back to back in 2019 we've had 3 classic series TARDIS releases. We've had the one based off the sort of I guess jumper twee slash robot design TARDIS from the early sort of Tom Baker era. We've had the 5th Doctor TARDIS, which was also released alongside this one, which I didn't personally pick up myself. So on this channel there won't be a review of that TARDIS. Personally, I just didn't want to get that one, mainly due to the fact that I'm obviously limited in how much space I have left in my Doctor Who collection, and also the fact that, out of the two, if I was to get only one of them, I wanted the Shada TARDIS opposed to the Pete Davison one from Caves of Antizani. But then obviously including this one from Shada, as I say, that totals it up to 3 TARDISes, exterior TARDIS boxes we've had release this year so far, which is just insane. So yeah, I'll go through the diorama first. And that, I was just checking my previous video on the previous TARDIS review to see if I did go over any of the diorama, as I haven't really done that with any of the 3 packs or the Dr. Dalek packs. So yeah, we have a Vok robot head there. We also have the moment, as well as another device or Doctor Who Easter egg sort of thing there. We also have the dematerialization circuit there. I can't really go into too much detail or depth about this backdrop or diorama, as it's from an episode that I haven't watched yet. I have it in my Doctor Who collection, Shada, the newest version of that, where it was animated and all that, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, released back in 2017 now. So yeah, it's still a really nice sort of diorama, much like the previous release with the robot set. And then moving on to the actual set and or the action figure, I'll probably go over first. Which, the action figure itself is just sort of a standard sort of Tom Baker action figure. It's kind of a bit funny now how I've actually got almost something like 8 or 9 different variants of Tom Baker's 4th Doctor now, which is kind of ridiculously crazy. And that I really like the scarf design on this one, as opposed to the City of Death one. It's got quite a few darker sort of greens and beigeier colours, but light beige colours, and that, as opposed to this sort of darker mustardy colour that one has. The tassels are coloured and that, as were the previous one, the City of Death one, and it's got a pattern design on both sides of the scarf, as does I think the other City of Death one as well, and it's got that sort of looped design, so it just sort of fits on like so. As for the head sculpt, it's very similar head sculpt wise to the City of Death one. However, I feel like this one, the Shada Tom Baker figure that I have personally, even though it's got the same sort of expression, that sort of solemn look, it doesn't seem to have as solemn a look and an expression. His head does go side to side, and his arms go around full 360. And also, you'll have noticed that he's got these sort of really cool pirate boots, which I actually really like on the action figure. I don't know why, but I just do. Coat-wise, he's got this sort of darker brown sort of coat, which is, again, very similar to the coat that he wears in City of Death, where that's just a darker mustardy sort of brownish colour. This one's, as I say, just a darker colour brown, with a white shirt as well, like, again, the City of Death figure. So they are very similar figures, but just slight differences being either the tone of colour or some of the colours here and there, and mainly just the the shoe wear really. In the City of Death action figure, he has his brogues, whereas in this one he has, as I said, these sort of piratey boots. Unfortunately, this figure doesn't include any sonic screwdriver, so if this is your first Tom Baker 4th Doctor action figure, then, as I say, you may be disappointed that it doesn't include a sonic screwdriver. However, I think the assumption is that you've probably bought quite a few other classic Doctor Who sets up until this point. So yeah, the main attraction of this set is the TARDIS box itself, which, you know, is different from the previous one. The previous one had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a sort of blue base, whereas this one has just a black base for the bottom, and also has these sort of purpley, sort of dark pinkish, dark pinkish and yellowy sort of windows, and that, and the sort of texturing of the box is kind of different as well, I guess. You've still got the speaker sort of thing on the back, unfortunately, as well as like this bolt for the screw to put the batteries in, and that, and then the windows open like so, and then you've even got that little panel sort of thing, and it fits just about in the TARDIS, so you can have him displayed like so, I guess, almost, kind of. And that, one of the major differences is the top of the TARDIS. It's the sort of lamp lighting, and that, where it's got this risen bit, this plastic blue risen bit, and then you've got this silver bit, and you've got the sort of blue light as well, which is specifically unique to this TARDIS exterior design. And that, I don't know, I don't reckon they use this one very often. The only clip that I've seen of this specific TARDIS design exterior is in the Five Doctors, which was a clip from the episode Shada. So yeah, but yeah, as I say, you could just try and have him sort of perched out of the TARDIS like so, and that looks pretty decent, the way I've got it set up now. So yeah, as if to think that I have 3 TARDIS exterior boxes now, kind of insane. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think this set retails for 30 quid. I could be mistaken. I think if you're a huge fan of the Tom Baker era, or Shada in particular, obviously it's a must-have. However, depending on who your favourite Doctor is, if you're more of a fan of the Peter Davison era, then obviously that will be the TARDIS exterior box for you. Also, you could either see this as a negative or a positive, but depending on your personal preference, obviously this box is more unique, featuring or being featured in obviously less stories and whatnot, or in the show's history, it had a shorter lifespan as a TARDIS exterior box, and so, as I say, that could be either a strength or a weakness, or a pro or a con, positive, negative, depending on your personal preference. But yeah, I think it's similarly sort of designed, for the most part, like the previous box that I reviewed. The previous one does have sort of silver or grey sort of background for the TARDIS, for the police public call box thing, and then blue text on white, whereas this is black on white, which they would kind of use later on in, you know, more modern TARDIS designs. So yeah, that was my review of the Doctor Who Shada box, TARDIS box. Yeah, a well-rounded and awesome Doctor Who TARDIS box, in my opinion. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate and subscribe.